Thank you, sir.
Where's Jeremy?
There it is. What do we say here?
Jason.
No, what time is it?
Oh, you said, what was your name again?
No.
I will survive. Yeah, exactly. I'm barely hanging on. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on. Yeah.
Did you guys do that song? I like that song.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like the slow
That's the
six.
song we're talking, right?
You just. I'm thinking of like the 6/8 version from Train Spotters.
That's the same song, or?
Maybe it's a different song.
Oh, really? You know, that's
I'm
like
just
a
thinking like
Motown song.
Oh, this must be a version of it then. This is like a really morose, like almost. No, it's more like a Leonard Cohen, like you just keep me hanging on. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know if that's Leonard Cohen, but it's like that kind of like dirgy, like oh man.
Okay. I don't know that one.
Who did it?
Lou Reed?
Maybe it's Lou Reed. Maybe it's Lou Reed.
At Unity San Francisco. You can click the donate button link in the chat. Thank you so much.
So excited to see everybody today. It is a beautiful Sunday in San Francisco.
All right, ready, go.
the sounds of Unity Music Team, sounding all delicious and stuff. Happy Sunday, family. Thank you for braving on a holiday weekend to come and join services. So we're going to have a good time. We have a little prelude song for you. I don't know if you guys have realized, but our prelude is synonymous with our pre-show party. So the expectation is that you will, if you can, dance. Well, you know, we're family. I feel like I can share with them. I'm gonna share. So. I'm gonna share with you. So
it's okay to share.
Okay, guys. So at first, I was afraid. I was petrified.
I'm sorry.
Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
Sing, girl.
But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong. Yes, I did. And I learned how to get along.
Well. Oh, come on. And so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known it's right 1 second, you'd be back by me. Go on that door, walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with desire? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and down? No, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll get alive. All my life to live, I've got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey, hey.
It took all strength I had not to fall apart. Kept trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent so many nights feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and say, me, somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free. Well, I'm saving all my love for someone loving me. Oh, let me go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? No, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my love to live. I got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. I will walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with his eye? Think I'd crumble, lay down and die. Oh, no, not I. I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my life to live. I got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Will survive. Will survive. Will survive. Yeah, so we survived. Yeah, that was fun. Oh, Lord Jesus. Good
Good morning. Hi, Unity San Francisco. Good morning. My name is Misa Malone. I am the music director / minister of music, TBD, for Unity San Francisco. I can catch me back home. In any case, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a fabulous service for you today. We have a guest speaker. Our own Reverend Elizabeth Hager is going to be joining us today. We start, yes. So we start every service with an opening prayer. Opening prayer. Opening prayer. And I invite you to just breathe. Just sit in your seats, let it hold you. Maybe close your eyes if you're comfortable. Whatever is plaguing you, whatever is weighing heavy on your mind, weighing down your spirit, take in the cleansing breath and then release it. And let these words just wash over you. Feel into it and breathe. I believe in open doors. I've taken off the screen. I'm ready to let the world come inside and touch my life. I will no longer be defined by what someone else believes that I am. Now that I have dropped the weight, I am light as a feather. Time to elevate. Sober eyes, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. I believe in open doors. I'm outside of the box. What did not demolish me simply polished me. Now the clear I can see. I know where I wanna go. I am living in the flow. Now that I have dropped the weight, I am light like a feather. Time to elevate. Sober eyes, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. Sober eyes, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly.
Rise, open your doors, arrive to this moment, this now moment in community, rising according to your own star, not someone else's story for you, but your star. Open your doors, open your heart to what is yours to do, to what you came here to do. We are more powerful together. We are more powerful when we realize who and whose we belong to. We remember it on this holy ground, getting still together, sitting in love together, and allowing the music to sing our heart to a higher place when we drop down. We drop down to holy ground, this place that we all know that is always available, here in our sanctuary or in your inner sanctuary, wherever you go. Soul bird, arise, arrive home. And so it is.
And so it is. Soulbird rise. Thank you for the meditation. Thank you, music team. Thank you, Misa. This unity teaching is a teaching of mindfulness, meditation, self-reflection, and by that, I end up knowing myself more and I make different choices that more align with who I choose to be. So that becomes self-mastery. That's what I would just summarize. The unity teaching, just welcome here in the sanctuary and welcome to everybody online. This teaching of mindfulness, self-reflection, guiding me to the divinity already within me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tyler. Hi, everybody. I'm David. This
Right.
is Tyler. We're so excited to be here. If this is your first time, please raise your hand. Or if this is your first time or you haven't gotten a bulletin yet, we're happy to pass them around. And if you're a first-time guest, please fill out the connection card. Or if you are a regular attendee, also fill out the connection card because this is a way that we stay connected to you. So if you've had any change of information, that's so important.
Right,
Yeah.
right. This connection card, looking at the Sunday bulletin. If you didn't get one, raise your hand and tear out this connection card and just let us know who you are. And like David said, if you're a first-time guest, right?
We have a special gift for you.
Right.
We're so grateful that you're here.
So that's our connection card. We're going to return to this a little bit later in the service after the inspiration of the Sunday talk. But this teaching, we find out about it through word of mouth or that we're hungry. I think you said that you found this teaching
Yes.
through one of the booklets that Unity's
Yes.
known for.
Yes, so in front of you, in your seat in front of you, or if you're online, we have these booklets that are just so life-changing. I feel so strongly about this because I got a booklet 10 years ago, and it took me just about 10 years to actually finally come to a Unity Center. And now these books are life-changing. So if you have one of these, please take one for your own edification, but also pass it to someone else because you never know whose life it's going to change.
And David, our COO, I used to be the executive assistant here, but now David is COO. He put these cute little stickers on the back so that whenever you give them to your friend, they know how to find us.
There's
Unity
also
San
QR
Francisco.
codes, some of the newer ones have
Oh, QR codes too. So take a booklet. These are our gifts to you for your own nourishment and to spread the word too. What else do we have going on this morning? I think we also want to say the connection card. We have the meditations every Sunday. Is Reverend Elizabeth or one of our prayer chaplains leading the Sunday morning 10:15 to 10:45 right before the Sunday morning service. And then we also have Peace in the Midst, which is a weekday 12 to 12:15. So you go to the website, you click on Zoom and join Peace in the Midst Monday through Friday. But I want to let you know that on the website and on YouTube, you go to YouTube, you search Unity San Francisco, there are playlists upon playlists upon playlists of inspiration and food and nourishment throughout the week. So these are just ways to feel connected.
Yes, absolutely.
right after this community song, I want to let everybody know who's viewing online to join us in the Spiritual Salon room right after this community song. We're going to have a moment of sharing our love for one another. It's called a meet and greet. And we're also going to be bumping up to this Zoom camera to say hello to all of you. So go to our website, click Spiritual Salon, join us in the Zoom room. But right now, if you're here in the sanctuary, stand.
You are willing and able.
Stand and join us as we lift our voice in faith and in song. Let's sing together a rewritten version, our version, Unity San Francisco's version, I Release and I Let Go.
Yes.
Come on now. Does it seem nowadays that nothing goes your way and things just never turn out right? Like no matter what you do, it never works for you, and you've lost the will to fight. So first, let me say, there's a better way if you make a brand new start. There's good coming to you. All you gotta do is open up your heart. Now stop and just breathe in. Quit that stinking thinking. Know that you have been abundantly provisioned. Trust and believe that you can receive it. Affirm this with me and say, come on. I release and I let go, go, go. I release and I let go, go, go. I release and I let go. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. I'm only here for God. I release and I let go, go, go. I release and I let go, go, go. I release and I let go. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife, no more trauma in my life. All that pain I left behind. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I release and I let go. I release and I let go. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife, no more trauma in my life. All that pain I left behind. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. Here for God. I release and I let go. I release and I let go. I release and I let go. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife, no more trauma in my life. All that pain I left behind. Oh yes, I'm only here for God. I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for. Yes, I'm only here for. Yes, I'm only here for God. Woo-hoo. All right, we have reached our time of interactive meet and greet. Please greet your neighbor with a handshake, a hug, or a toe tap. Please respect social distancing preferences. Happy Sunday.
All righty. We have more time for a meeting and greeting and sharing of love after service. And we're going to find your seats. Let's turn our attention back to Misa on stage.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We will have plenty of time to do additional connecting, additional loving. I dropped my sticky. And just sharing of joy with everyone after service. I'm coming to see you after service, my friends in Zoom. Thank you so much. So we have a couple of announcements. World Day of Prayer. So Unity World Day of Prayer is a 24-hour period where everyone in Unity and New Thought, so that includes Centers for Spiritual Living. I believe it also includes some of the Christian religious scientist organizations. Along with our Unity brothers and sisters, we are all holding the high thought and holding in prayer. Now, in your bulletins today, there was actually a World Day of Prayer request form. If there's anyone, any situation, any country, any children of the country, anyone personally, yourself, that you would like held in prayer, please, I entreat you to fill this out. You don't have to put your name on it if you don't want to. It can be completely anonymous, but it's an opportunity for you to petition to have someone held on the most powerful prayer day of the year. And I don't know about you, but I'm putting my name on it. Because a little prayer goes a long way, and I know prayer changes things. This is an affirmative prayer community, right? We know that our thoughts create our reality. So the more people I can have praying towards my hello. Nope. The more people I can have holding me in the high watch, holding my family in prayer and in love, is the bigger the blessing, the more abundant my life will become. So I entreat you to do that. So our speaker today, as I mentioned earlier, is our own Reverend Elizabeth Hager. And the reason why I need a sticky is because she has a pedigree, y'all. And I want to make sure that I get it right. So one of the things that is most endearing to me and one of the things that I find the most powerful is that Reverend Elizabeth Hager is a hospice chaplain. This is someone who sits in prayer and in love with people who are on the end of their journey. And the strength of personality, the strength of will, and the amount of love you have to have in order to be that person in that moment, that's a blessing walking and talking on this planet. She also is an interfaith reverend, a public speaker, a book author. She's also working on a third book currently that I'm really excited about. She's also a Unity San Francisco prayer chaplain, so if you have the opportunity to pray with her directly, you have that. She leads our meditation. She's our meditation minister, and she leads our sound meditation every Sunday morning. And she is a 25-year member of this community. I'm sorry, yes. 25 years holding the high watch and assisting in what this community has become for the last 25 years. And she had over 12 years tenure on our board, primarily as treasurer, but she's pretty much hit every role you can have during that time frame. And we are beyond grateful and blessed that she is still with us after 25 years. So she's going to be bringing our talk today. But before that, we have Rachel Rothman, our classically trained San Francisco Conservatory of Music alum and graduate, who is a trained, you're coloratura?
Yeah, like lyric coloratura.
She's a lyric coloratura, which means she's a soprano. A high, if y'all remember Cleo, high soprano. And I bring all this up because I am challenging her to step out of her box today and give y'all something a little different, and I hope you appreciate it. We have Rachel Rothman singing The Next Step.
It's a hard old world we got to live in. Everybody in it needs a lot of forgiving. The journey is long and the trials demanding, but we are gonna get some peace and understanding. The next step is mine. Next step is mine. Put one foot in front of the other. Love my neighbor and love my brother. Move it all along just a little bit further. Next step is mine. There ain't one train gonna take us to glory. The next step is mine. And it's step by step to the end of the story. The next step is mine. Well, it's 2 steps up and 1 step back. The next step is mine. But we keep on moving and that's a fact. Next step is mine. Step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. Put one foot in front of the other. Love my neighbor and love my brother. Move it all along just a little bit further. The next step is mine. We won't be alone. There's a great big chorus. Next step is mine. Following the steps of the one before us. Next step is mine. We won't give up. We won't be defeated. Next step is mine. We're gonna treat everybody like we want to be treated. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. Is mine. One foot in front of the other. Love my sister and love my brother. Move it all along just a little bit further. Next step is mine. Step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. Put one foot in front of the other. Gonna love my neighbor, gonna love my brother. Move it all along just a little bit further. 'Cause I know the next step, the next step is mine. The next step is mine. Ooh. Yeah. Woo.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. No. Oh, I don't need this. I got this. Here. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. That was amazing. The next step, right? Just the next right step. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Surprise. Spiritual housekeeping is about practicing the presence, the power of increment in the moment. It is the next right step, taken toward a more loving world, an inner world. It is the sweet, small, and consistent practice that overcomes large obstacles in our way. Anybody have any obstacles? At its essence, it is the humble practice of living a good life daily, in each moment, within the circle of care, self-care, care of others, and self-knowledge. It is the way to stay full for the adventure ahead, our life. with the power of increment because it accumulates. Sweet, right? That is not the way I was raised. Okay. Oh. Go big or go home was the way I was raised. I was looking back here. So confusing. This is such a big, huge, gorgeous sanctuary. Lots going on. Go big or go home was the way I was raised. That was my story. It was the unwritten motto of my family. What I saw in front of me were unscalable mountains that I could not possibly reach, just out of reach. At 8, I knew that I was raised to conquer worlds. At 8.5, I knew it wasn't a very good fit. Okay, there. Identity and destination stories are key to finding the right fitting story. What is the right fitting story? When the carrot is always out of reach, it keeps offering up a few important questions until we pay attention. I had a parent who modeled brinksmanship, entrepreneurialism, and grandiosity. The first 2 were good lessons, and I used them pretty well in my first 5 businesses. But the last, grandiosity, was a real identity crisis for me. Who did I come here to be? And where was I going? We begin this life by trying on stories, refining stories. What stories are yours to embody? Who am I? Am I a tiger cat or am I a tiger? And where is my destination? If I don't know where I'm going, a treadmill is as good a vehicle as any for getting there. What story makes you hum to the tune of a happy universe? If anybody comes to my sound meditation, you know how to do that. Hum to the tune of a happy universe. That is a story that fits you and fits your talents. What does success look like for you? We can spend a lot of time doing and undoing these stories, both conscious and unconscious. But I think, and I believe that the goal of a good life is to live a conscious story that fits our gifts, so we might develop them and offer them to a hungry world. Mm-hmm. A life that fits your talents and gifts is a story in you. But how do we change those stories in us that are not a fit? The stories that bring us fear for our very survival. As Seth Godin says of these unconscious stories, the ideas that got baked in deep before we knew we were in an oven. How do we go about changing these stories that are not a fit? It's not easy, but it is simple. At about 10, my first strategy to execute world domination was to be tough like a Viking. It was an authentic identity search. I had Swedish and Danish DNA. I looked there for wisdom and strength. I wanted a lineage that was tough, a warrioress, a conqueror of worlds. That would be big enough. That would be something that everybody would respect. I wanted ancestors that could help me with that, to conquer worlds. If we are lucky and encouraged early on, we try on the stories that are already in our hearts, a fit with who we came here to be and do. But then there are the baked-in stories, the ones that are deep inside us that got put there before we knew we had a choice. We still have a choice in every moment. I can see now from where I'm standing that I was a soft-hearted little artist that just loved nature. I was a lot like my grandmother in that. We don't know these stories are ours until we play them out. We must refine them or resign them. It's not wasting time to play out the stories of our hopes or others' hopes for us. In doing so, we are refining our dreams. We really only know who we are by trying on various versions of ourselves. But I do know this. Any life goal that can only be manifested in Photoshop or pancake makeup on a movie set is not going to make my heart sing. It needs a big belly laugh. It needs a genuine cackle and to let go of the story that do not fit. My next strategy was nearer to home. I looked to my real Viking great-grandmother, my ancestor stories. And I have to say, initially, she was a bit of a disappointment. First, she was an itty-bitty thing. She was barely 5 feet tall, and she cleaned a lot. Sina was more refugee than immigrant. She showed up off the boat, a ship from Copenhagen, as a servant girl, ready to take care of a widower and his son. And of course, she married the guy. As my grandmother told it, her youngest child, my bona fide, red-headed Viking great-grandmother Sina was self-effacing, quiet, efficient, and organized. Cleaning stories were the only ones I ever heard about this. She got all her chores done in the morning, sat on the porch or the parlor the rest of the day, waiting in the quiet for her family to come home in clean clothes, wearing a proper corset, which was womanhood required in the 19th century. If I haven't mentioned my deeply rooted gratitude for being a woman of the 21st century and not the 19th, let me take a big breath of gratitude here. Yeah. I did not pay much attention to these housekeeping accounts. I wanted stories of how brave my feminine ancestors were, not how caged. I mean, she was a Viking. I did not understand at the time that her bravery was just that she survived at all to smile back at me in black and white. In spite of being alone on a new continent, a pandemic of her own, a world war, she found joy. And Sina, my little Viking great-grandmother, did it in sweet small steps and in a corset. We all have the cultural corsets of our times, obstacles to overcome in the outer world and especially the inner world. I have had a few days myself where all I could do was clean. I was so overwhelmed by the trying to execute my stories of survival and love. And yes, it helped. Making a little bit of spaciousness and clarity in the chaos of a changing world. We take steps. They are choices, every day and in every moment. Our story is a mix of survival and love. It makes our path, our very mix of who we are, makes our journey unique, snowflake unique. So how are we supposed to know what the next right step is if our journey is unique? How do we know? We know when it feels a little more spacious and a little more loving and a little less fearful. That next right step. Because survival stories are fear-based. And we all know what we get when we focus on fear. We get more fearful stories because God is generous that way. But right-fitting stories of love from our hearts and talents bubble up and make us sing. Right, Misa? Yeah. And we get more of that. Spiritual housekeeping says there is no big or small in spirit. There is only the one. There is no inner and no outer. There is only the one thing, the next right thing, that just might be the threshold that you need to change your world into one that fits you now, with one more sweet, small step of conscious practice. I now see my itty-bitty great-grandmother as a Yoda-like master of spiritual housekeeping, in the moment with the force of love and light in her dusting wand. But lest you think that this superpower is only for grannies, the humble, consistent, small steps of letting go and being grateful Here are two local sports giants that practice their own kind of spiritual housekeeping. Stephen Curry makes magic from midcourt, throwing those three-pointers. What do you think he's thinking about when he's throwing them? The last shot he missed? I doubt it. He does, each time he makes a successful shot, he does this. Have you ever seen him do that? He is being witness to love and humility and gratitude in that moment. Or a Garoppolo, the 49er quarterback, showing up last year for another starstruck game to critics all over the place, saying, "This might be my last game. We don't know where we'll end up in this world, but find great relationships along the way. Treat people right, do the next right thing, and things will work out." The power of incrementally letting go and claiming a better story in the moment wins championships and Super Bowls and makes your good life better. And here's Rumi from the 13th century in the guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Be grateful for whoever comes and invite them in. Be grateful because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Spiritual housekeeping uses the power of love to clean house, love's house, so we can welcome each other home. The trick is to do it daily and in the moment. My grandmother, Annie, was a New Thought girl. She always had daily word quietly on the coffee table. She had a saying of housekeeping: clean enough to be healthy, and dirty enough to be happy. She's always middle path girl. She explained it even as guests commented on how orderly her house was. She said, "The trick is to keep it picked up." The healing of deep emotional wounds and trauma is largely inaccessible in grandiose pieces. But all we have to do is keep it picked up. The next time you're feeling judgment, forgive a little more. Or fear, trust presence a little more. Or think you have to do it all alone. Ask for guidance just a little bit more. I do the practices of meditation and prayer to sweep out my judgments, to throw out my resentments, to empty myself of trash-talking identities, and clean house of the stashes of shame and shoulds. Spiritual housekeeping is about keeping it picked up so we can be ready for our good and each other. Be curious in the moment about your stories. Ask better questions. Spiritual housekeeping is not new. It is tending your house of love and letting love tend you back. It is all we can do, but it's enough. Love is up to the challenge of change. So the next time you hear a story of grandiosity, go big or go home, conquer the world within and choose home. Spiritual housekeeping uses the power of love to clean house, love's house, which is the world we all want to live in. Let's take that into our meditation today. As the music team comes up to sing us into meditation, consider your story of love. Love as you. Get comfortable, listen to the words of the story from your inner sanctuary.
Love transcends time. Love is sublime. Love is the why and the reason behind almost every smile. Love is worthwhile. Love hurts sometimes. but the hurt shows the worth of the heart that's part of a love intertwined. Oh, love is the answer. Oh, love is the key. There is no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is the answer. Oh, love is the key. There is no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is everything. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Love is everything.
In this sanctuary, in the world, presence. Drop down to love's house and take a full breath. Breathe in fully, fill up with presence, and let go of all the obstacles that are in your way. Breathe in spaciousness. Breathe in and exhale resentments. Breathe in wholeness. Sweep out judgments in the way. Breathe in ease and throw out any bits of shame. Fill up here. Be in the presence. Recognize this is your home. It's all love. Rest here in the silence. Practice the presence with each breath. Ask for clarity. Ask for the one obstacle is in your way to you being a bigger force for love in the world. Ask in the silence. Coming back into our beautiful sanctuary from your inner one. We leave those obstacles behind, baggage. And we take with us the remembrance of who and whose we are and what house we live in, the house of love, where we are a force for love in a hungry world. And so it is.
To be loved is to be blessed, but to love is the true test. To choose love over fear and then face in the mirror all the pains of your past. Love holds us up. Love is more than enough. Love is the choice to lift every voice when the going gets rough. Oh, love is the answer. Oh, love no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is everything. It's all love. 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 Love is everything. Say, it's all love. 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 Love is everything. It's all love. 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 Love is everything. And so it is.
And so it is. I muted myself because I was singing over there. Okay. This beautiful space that we create together, thank you, Reverend Elizabeth, this incremental way of living the spiritual path. Incremental. Love that. So I want to draw your attention again to the Sunday Bulletin, to the spiritual connection card. What we do here at Unity San Francisco is we do these things called spiritual practices. Now, it's a practice of me putting out my intention, saying, this is what I want this week, this is what I declare for my life. There's a variety of ways to do that. You can do it in your journaling, and when you sing a song, I'm declaring that song into my life. So there's a variety of ways of these spiritual practices. We craft some sentences, and if these sentences ring true for you, if something in your heart says, yeah, I want that too, then you check the box and you're saying, I am setting forth my intention. So here's some spiritual practices for this week, some suggestions. I choose to clean house of my stashes of shame. I choose to throw out a resentment. Elizabeth didn't say all resentments, just one or two, maybe the ones that show up this week. I might choose to do some spiritual house cleaning and throw it out. To sweep out a judgment. What does that mean? I'm paying attention to where my judgments flare up. Incrementally, one freeway moment at a time. Incremental. The fourth one that she wrote for us, consciously practice presence. So this is that spiritual housekeeping. I clean house, I throw out the bad stuff, and then I practice the presence. There's also room here for you to write your own, or for you to put in a prayer request. Reverend Ken loves to look at these, and if you're viewing with us online, then please click the Spiritual Connection Card button if you're on our website. There's a button for the Spiritual Connection Card, or there's a link in the chat if you're on YouTube or Facebook. These are ways that we connect. You're going to drop this in the offering basket as it comes around in just a moment. Another thing that we do here at Unity San Francisco is we practice observing myself and my levels of time, talent, and treasure. I begin to look at my levels of self-awareness and say, boy, have I been holding on to things tight. And I begin to do meditations about, I am divine, I am larger, so I do have enough to share of my time. I'm trying to shift my thinking from lack of time to I do have time. So I go and find somewhere to volunteer, such as Unity San Francisco, such as Urban Angels, Feed the Homeless, these ways to share of my time and my talent. But then we also invite you to share of your treasure. Why? Because Unity has a budget. And we're living in the real world, providing all these classes and programs and events. So if you want to give of your treasure, I invite you, this is the moment of our service, to lovingly bring to your mind where you've given of your treasure. Maybe you gave earlier. If you want to give right now, there's a white envelope in the chair seat in front of you. If you want to give online, there's a donate link in the chat. And then we seal this moment of the service with an affirmation. I'll say it once, and I invite you to join with me. So holding in mind where you give of your money, where you give of your time and your talent, I say the affirmation, which is, I give with abundant love and joy. And as I give, I receive. So let's know that together. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is. And so David's on the way up here. We have a lot of programs and events. You know, one of our missions here at Unity San Francisco is Amazing Sundays, classes, programs, events, World Day of Prayer, lots of things to come and enjoy and practice our spirituality together.
Yes, absolutely. We are such a vibrant community. And so coming up next Saturday and Sunday, we are having our very own John Trancatella, who will be performing My Will and My Life, which is a play about recovery and redemption. And it is an award-winning play, and it's also been performed nationally. So we are incredibly grateful for John and putting on this show.
Yep, come and join us. Go to the website to find out more information. Here's just some of the events coming up. You know, you tell us about Paul, because you're a fan of Paul Hasselbeck.
I am.
So am I. but I
Reverend
want
Paul
you to-
Hasselbeck is an amazing teacher. He is a teacher of teachers. And so I took his Metaphysics 3 class back in July, and it helped change and heal and repair some of the things I had, some of the negative beliefs I had from my religious upbringing. And so the next installment is Metaphysics 4, and it's starting on September 14th. And it's run weekly on Wednesdays, and I'm just can't wait. I've been talking to him about it, and I'm so excited.
He is the teacher of teachers for the Unity Movement. He used to be the dean of Home Office Spiritual Education. He knows his stuff. He wrote the book. And if you want to know about the Unity Movement in some real depth, Paul is our guy. We love having him all the time.
And he's just a wonderful facilitator.
We also have our Welcome Team volunteer training, so another way to give of your time and your talent. If your heart is overflowing with that love, your cup runneth over, and you want to share that love here on Sunday mornings, then come and be an usher, a greeter. Greet people a little bit before service, help us with the ushering, help people find a chair, and it's just a way to share that overflow of love. And so come to this volunteer training, the Welcome Team training on September 18th, right after service at 1.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm really excited because we all have a story to tell in our lives. And so our very own Francine Prevetti is going to be teaching an online course on starting to tell your life story. And that's happening the end of the month. So please see our website for more info on that.
Yep, love it. And the Absolute Abundance, which is an abundance curriculum written and created by Reverend Ken Daigle. We're going to be having New Flight, which is the third of his courses. So join us. This is going to be happening October 2nd through November 13th, Sundays, 6 Sundays at 1 p.m. right after service. So come and discover whatever is holding you back from that flight. Whatever says I don't have enough time or enough talent to give, we shift that thought, we begin to open our heart into that abundance and find new places to fly.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
And then following service today, we invite you to join, if you're online, for our spiritual salon. It's just an opportunity to connect. Unity San Francisco is not just in San Francisco, but we're all over the country. And so this is an opportunity to connect with one another.
Yep, stay after service online and conversate and have that support. Now, we always do a blessing of the children, but this Sunday, David and I were talking about that child within.
Yes.
So as we do this part of our service, holding this love, we're going to hold it for the children of the world, the children in other countries, the children that are healthy, the children in the hospitals. But I just want to take a moment and invite myself, to invite my own child within. Invite that part or parts of me forward. And if I didn't hear it as a child, I invite those children within me to listen to the adult me now who knows better.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'll say it once, and then we say it together. I say, you are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. Let's do that together. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are.
And so it is.
May the world be healed by that.
Yes.
Right. All right. Meet with the prayer chaplain after service. If anything's been on your heart that you want to just have that field of agreement with somebody, meet with the prayer chaplain after service. And
we are incredibly grateful for everyone here who has made today happen. Whether you're volunteering, your staff, or you're joining us, we are incredibly grateful. So let's join us in singing our closing song.
yes, stand as you're willing and able. We're going to sing out together with one step.
One, two, three. One step, one step, one step, one step. Old-time religion is a box I do not fit in. I am metaphysical, I am transcendent. Change the situation by changing your mind. Raise the vibration by knowing you are divine. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the Goddess in me. What do you believe? You've got to know your truth. Pure potential possibility, that is you. If you stand in opposition, you perpetuate the thing. Would you resist? Persist, so let love be what you bring. Make a mental pact, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental pact, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the Goddess. One step, one step, one step, one step. Follow your intuition and the passion that you got. Be pulled by your vision, don't get pushed by your thoughts. Everything experienced is energetic. Be aware of energy, you give and you get it. Out of the routine, slip into observer state. Change your mind by changing habits, choosing different ways. Say Yahoo, yes, to your highest and your best. What you desire, you can straight up manifest. Sing it, Sydney.
Hey, girl.
Make a mental pact, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental pact, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the God.